punch. It's another National League West showdown. Next. It is another spectacular day and now into the evening here in the Rocky Mountains as the Giants and Rockies play game 2 of their 3-game series. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow and Dave Fleming, who will be along in the middle innings. Dwayne Kuiper is on assignment. He'll be back with us on Friday in Arizona. Now, for the Giants, hard times, and hard times especially for the offense. The Giants are just not scoring runs. Buster Posey returns to the lineup, but at first base today. And Kelby Tomlinson gives Joe Panik a day off at second base. And Gorky Hernandez will be in center field to spell Denard Span. So the Giants looking to shake things up a little bit, but they also have a guy on the mound who seems to do really well in this ballpark, Jeff Samardzija.
Well, you look back at his April start here in Denver. He went 8 strong innings, gave up 2 runs, but he did it with 2 pitches, his cutter and his sinker. High velocity, great fastballs. Well, he's a different cat right now. He's got 5 pitches he believes in, and I think he's going to need them against this very confident Rockies offense. But one thing he knows, one thing that we know, is that the Giants need a big league stop job, and that'll be the goal tonight of Jeff Samardzija. And
they have loaded their lineup with a bunch of lefties, so he'll have to be very tough against those Colorado lefties to have a strong night. Stay tuned. We'll be taking you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update right after this.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
There's downtown Denver. That's the 16th Street Mall. And Giants and Rockies are ready to play game 2 of their series. Let's take a look at the weather. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 73 degrees will be the game time temperature. The winds out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. The humidity only 45%. And the forecast partly cloudy, completely spectacular. And the temperature will drop down into the high 60s later on. Colorado Rockies taking the field. Let's take a look at the batting order for the San Francisco Giants, and it's a different order, starting with Eduardo Nunez hitting in the leadoff spot at third base. Angel Pagan, left field. Buster Posey back in the lineup. At first base, though, Brandon Belt is out. Hunter Pence, right field. Brandon Crawford at short. Kelby Tomlinson is at second base. Joe Panik getting a day of rest. Gorkys Hernandez spells Denard Span in center. And Trevor Brown, who's hitting .400 with a couple of home runs in only 15 at-bats at Coors Field. 2 homers, 2 doubles in this ballpark. He'll hit 8th. Jeff Samardzija, the pitcher, bats 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Rockies will be the left-hander Tyler Anderson, 6 foot 4 inch, 210-pound, 26-year-old. And for Tyler Anderson, the Giants have seen him before. Remember, he pitched a game back in San Francisco where he went 6 innings. They only got 4 hits off him, but they hit a couple home runs, wound up beating him. So he's 0-1 lifetime. But he's got good stuff. You're going to see a guy who averages just about a strikeout an inning, 82 punch-outs in 89 and a third, and he's really got a great changeup. He'll throw at 2 different speeds. His fastball can go anywhere from low to mid-90s, more lows than mids. Good hard slider, curveball. He'll show you that, but it's a changeup, especially against right-handers. And he's going to see 8 of them in tonight's lineup, actually 9 counting Jeff Samardzija. So you're going to see a lot of his changeup combinations. And there you see the changeup's 31% of the time he's going to throw it at you. And again, 2 different speeds with that circle change. And the league, I guess his fastball is just hitting 231. He leads the league in guys that make contact that have the least amount of exit velocity. How about that? Stat I never heard of until today, but basically he's hard to square up. Let's take a look at the Rockies defensively behind Anderson, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Dahl, Tapia, and Gonzalez, the best arm in right field. Descalzo and Arenado on the left side. LeMahieu and Parra on the right side. Tony Walters, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Eduardo Nunez leads off against him as we are ready to play ball here. Last time the Giants saw Tyler Anderson, Nunez was still a Minnesota Twin as he fouls this one back out of play. So at 6:41 p.m. Mountain Time, we are underway. As we said, 73 degrees, the game time temperature. .280 batting average for Nunez overall this year. And that is fouled into the second deck. The umpiring alignment for this game: David Rackley behind the plate, Chris Guccione, Paul Emmel, and Larry Vanover from first to third. Vanover at third is the crew chief for this group. And he checked his swing on that high fastball.
So I've never seen this. Tyler Anderson coming out there shaking hands with the plate umpire. Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm the guy that I want you to give wide corners to tonight. But David Rackley is an umpire that will give some corners. He's a low ball guy, and you'll see a lot of strikes early in the count. The one thing about Rackley, as we've seen in the past, is that he doesn't ring guys up off the same pitch he may call first or second strike, but he does like the low strike.
And that one bounced well in front of the plate. When the Giants saw him back in July, Buster Posey hit a home run in the second inning to deep left center field, and it was a mammoth shot. And then Angel Pagan hit a home run to left field with a man aboard in the third inning. Those were the only runs the Giants got against him. That ball is hit well, but not well enough. Dahl shy of the warning track. One away.
Just got up the bat a little bit off the sweet spot.
Nunez retired. Here's Pagan. Anderson went 6 innings in that game back on the 4th of July. A day game. Walked only once, struck out 2. The other 2 hits for the Giants in that game, they only had 4 hits. They had the 2 homers by Posey and Pagan. The other 2 hits, Ruben Tejada and Grant Green, who are not with the ball club. High and tight to Pagan. Ball 1. In his previous start before this one, the Dodgers were in here, and he shut them down. He beat LA with 6 1/3 shutout innings. That's a called strike, 1-1. First time that he had not allowed a run in a big league game so far.
And he will quick pitch you, as you saw with that last pitch. A little short step.
And there's that low strike you were talking about on the inside, 1-2.
See a lot of those tonight. He's got a little funkiness to his delivery with a little pause. And as we mentioned before, he'll take a little abbreviated step and forget the pause and come right at you.
That's out of play.
And, you know, the Giants are in a funk. The last 5 games are hitting .099 as a team. Haven't scored in 17 innings. I mean, it's just a dry spell. One of the toughest types of pitchers to get out of a funk with is a guy with a good changeup, and that's Anderson.
And there it is, but off the outside, 2-2.
I mean, the type of pitcher that can get you out of a funk is a guy that throws really hard and doesn't really have great command. That's the guy you're looking for. Guy will make a lot of mistakes up. Slumping hitters don't care about velocity. They just want something out in the strike zone to hit. And they want 1 speed.
And a little bit too low with that breaking ball.
And Anderson thought he had it.
In Major League history, going back to 1900, the Minnesota Twins 4 years ago had a 5-game stretch where they hit .096, and the Giants are second worst to that over the last 117 seasons. Pagan skies one, shallow left, a long run for Dahl. 2 down. Two down, nobody on, and Buster Posey will come up. Tyler Anderson, who is 26 years old. He was a first-round draft choice out of the University of Oregon. He still holds the Oregon records for career strikeouts and single-season strikeouts, and a single-game strikeout record. He had 14 strikeouts in a game against Long Beach State while he was a Duck. Buster Posey took him very deep in San Francisco back on the 4th of July, and he takes low for ball 1. Buster has been in the kind of a funk we have rarely seen him in. He only got 1 ball to the outfield in 4 games in Chicago before being given the day off yesterday. And that fastball is in there for a called strike.
Well, what we've seen a lot of from Posey really since the All-Star break is a lot of swings without his lower body. It's almost like he loses the timing of his lower body and he reaches and pokes.
Descalso, the Bay Area native, throws out Buster Posey. And it's a 1-2-3 inning, and there have been a lot of those on this road trip for the Giants. in Denver. As we see the Rocky Mountain area out there behind center field. For the Rockies, the batting order, Raimel Tapia, the rookie center fielder. Then the league's leading hitter, DJ LeMahieu, second base. Carlos Gonzalez hitting .301. Hit his 6th career grand slam yesterday. 25th home run overall this year. Nolan Arenado tied for the league leading home runs at third base. David Dahl, an exciting rookie, left field. Gerardo Parra at first base. Daniel Descalso, the Bay Area native, at short. Tony Walters catches, and Tyler Anderson, the pitcher, bats 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Jeff Samardzija, 31-year-old, at 6'5", 225 pounds. Comes into this game 11-9 with a 4.06 ERA. And for Samardzija, it really has been a great season as he has progressed. He now features 5 types of movement, 2 types of fastball, a 2-seamer, and a cutter that he'll go anywhere from 92 to 97 miles an hour. He's got a slider, a curveball, and a changeup now. Lifetime against these Rockies, 3-1 with a 2.11 ERA. So he has really dominated in his career out of the bullpen and as a starter.
Tapia, and that's a called strike at 93 miles an hour. 1.76 Coors Field earned run average as a starting pitcher for Jeff Samardzija. Raimel Tapia. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was given credit for 2 hits yesterday, or I beg your pardon, 1 hit yesterday, which really was a key play in the game. A low liner that ended up being not caught by Brandon Crawford. That one is caught by Buster Posey. Man, that was a laser beam. Buster may have caught it before he heard the crack of the bat. Wow.
Well, good play by Buster Posey. Let's take a look at who else is on the field defensively with him tonight. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Pagan, Hernandez, and Pence. Good arms in center and in right field. Crawford, Nunez on the left side of the infield. Tomlinson, Posey, they'll be on the right side. Trevor Brown, he'll be in the squad, putting on down the signs. There's the line bullet off the bat of Tapia. And for Posey, who's playing into the grass in respect to the bunt, didn't have a lot of time to move.
DJ LeMahieu, and he is backed off the plate. Ball 1. That ball by Tapia hit at 104 miles per hour. According to the MLB at bat app. And when you're 90 feet away, that gets there pretty quickly.
It's worse if you're 60 feet 6 inches away.
That is real quick. Plus, by that time, you're maybe, what, 54 feet away?
Yeah, and you're not in a position to really protect your face. It's the only thing I don't miss about pitching. Line drive's coming back at you.
Mayhew high in the air into deep right center. Pence squares up on the warning track right near the 375 marker. 2 down.
All right, right now it's time for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way. And we go back to that Samardzija start, April 12th of this year. 8 strong innings, a couple of earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and just really not a lot of loud contact. And it was really the life of the fastball that really stood out in that outing. And that's our Togo's Big Play, the Togo's way.
Rockies had hit 17 home runs in their first 6 games of the year. And then Samardzija came in and just shut him down. They did not have a single extra base hit against him. 2 down. Here is Carlos Gonzalez. And that's ball 1. The Rockies have only 2 right-handed hitters in the batting order tonight. DJ LeMahieu, who is the league's leading hitter for batting average, and Nolan Arenado, who's on deck, who leads the league in home runs and RBIs. 3 infielders to the right of second for Cargo. And that's back to the screen. 1-1.
Well, this was the big swing of the bat yesterday. They wanted an inside target. And Matt Moore talking about today says, I just threw the fastball and it cut across the plate. It was my intent to put it in on the inside corner at the belt. And he made me pay for it. Two and
1. Cargo versus Samardzija. 4 hits in 20 at bats, including a homer. There's Matt Moore. Nobody at third base. Eduardo Nunez, the third baseman, is almost over to shortstop. Everybody else to the right of second. Reached for that one and out of play. Carlos Gonzalez's talk here that Rockies might, because they have with some real strong young talent coming up, a glut of outfielders, and they might consider moving him to first base come next spring. 2-2 the count. And he tops that one foul.
Well, I mean, they're trying to feel out their options. Gerardo Parra is there at first base tonight. Normally an outfielder, a Gold Glove outfielder at that. But, you know, I applaud what Carlos Gonzalez said when they asked him. He said, well, why not? Let's try it. I mean, he was very receptive to it. And a lot of veterans wouldn't do that. Basically learn a new position at the big league level.
2-2. Along the left field line, foul. Still 2-2. Battling it out here with Samardzija with 2 down and nobody on. Well, and in deference to his stature, he's one of their great stars and one of the top sluggers in the game. They would want to be able to do it, go to spring training, and give him the whole spring to try out a new position, not do it in the middle of the season. He just got a piece of that one.
Changeup. It's become such a good pitch for him. And the reason it's a good pitch, if you look back to the April start, he basically dominated this Rockies team with 1 speed. After about 10 starts of the season, the league started catching up to his fastball, and they were hitting it. Only because he didn't have the changeup or the curveball to get the hitters off of the fastball speed. And that's the beauty of the pitch you just saw, the changeup. He's throwing it now, and it's made his fastball better.
And that's another one, and he struck him out with it. Quite a battle there, but he prevailed over Cargo. Hunter Pence coming up.
Is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details.
A scoreless first inning here at Coors Field. Now we go to the second. Hunter Pence leads off for the Giants against Tyler Anderson. And a soaring pop fly, shallow center. And Tapia calls off LeMahieu.
There literally could have been 5 guys catch that pop-up. That's how high it was. Well, the Padres are coming to AT&T Park September 12th through the 14th, and you can check out these 2 special events happening during the Padres series. The 12th is Step Up to the Plate night. The 13th is Filipino Heritage night. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Now Brandon Crawford. .271 with 12 homers, 77 RBIs. Left-hander against left-hander. And it's low for ball 1. Crawford is the only out-and-out left-handed hitter in the Giants' order against Anderson in this one. Pagan is a switch hitter. who will bat right-handed in this game. Off the end of the bat, foul, a pop-up into the crowd off to the left. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Denard Span getting a night off. Kelby Tomlinson is on deck. Gorkys Hernandez playing center field in place of Span. There's Joe Panik also being given a night off with Tomlinson at second base. And Brandon Belt is not in there with Buster Posey playing at first. There's Brandon. And it goes to 2-1.
It does give you a break mentally when you're grinding and you're in a slump and you're not hitting, your team's not winning. If you're in a slump, your team's winning, you can, not a problem. I mean, you're grinding, but you're not exposed. When the team's losing, it's different. And every once in a while, you need a night off mentally just to clean the palate. Reboot.
And Brandon Belt is a guy who works and works and works at his hitting, and I know you talked to Hensley Mulens about it. Come to find out, according to Hensley, the guy who takes more batting practice than anybody in the club is Brandon Belt. Popped up foul right back toward us and out of play.
You know, I think it's the toughest time of the year to slump is towards the end, because baseball players, the way they deal with slumps is they feel I can work out of this slump. I can take extra hitting and I can work out. But late in the year, extra hitting isn't always a good thing physically. You're tired. You've been through 5 long months of baseball. To try and hit yourself out of a slump, it doesn't always work.
Brandon Crawford, a solid base hit to right field. He takes the turn and he's going to hold on. Cargo's got a strong arm. But Crawford was ready to go to second had he bobbled it. It's now our Geico quote from Bruce Bochy, Giants skipper, on the Giants' lack of offense. We're looking for that magic wand. I mean, we're better than this. This thing is contagious and it's been here a while. For too long.
You do a good Bruce Bochy, partner. Had a bit. He said the same thing again in the office today before the game.
Kelby Tomlinson now takes a called strike. Tomlinson hitting .286, and he has hardly played. He's had 1 pinch hit at bat since being recalled from the minor leagues. .375 on base average in the big leagues, had 77 at bats. Crawford at first, 1 out, no score in the game. Got jammed and fouled it, came up off the dirt, hit him in the leg. Strike 2. Tomlinson, who ended up playing pretty much every day the last couple of months last year when Joe Panik, with the fracture in his tailbone area, having to sit out the last couple of months, and he ended up doing an excellent job for the Giants and hit really well. Not a power hitter, but puts the ball in play. Pretty good hit and run man. Crawford was late on that pickoff move and just barely got back.
Tell you what, that is a good move. That is beyond sneaky. That is good. Crawford just diving to the far corner of the bag, and that is what saved him.
So it looks like it may be a difficult assignment to try and get a jump to steal a bag against this guy tonight. At third, Arenado over to second, in time there, back to first by LeMahieu, not in time. Tomlinson's a very fast runner. So 2 down in the inning. The Dodgers won last night, and they beat up the former Dodger, Zach Greinke. It was rather astonishing. They hit 5 home runs in the game. I believe they hit all 5 of them against Greinke, and 4 of them in 1 inning. So the Dodgers now have a 4-game lead over the Giants in the National League West. They've won 3 in a row. The Giants have only a half-game lead for the first wild card spot over the Cardinals. Right center field, on the run, Gonzalez gets there. Gorkys Hernandez is quickly retired. 1 hit for the Giants, 1 left, no score. Nolan Arenado coming up against Samardzija.
Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
Well, the Giants Insider Podcast is sponsored by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition, and it's live on csnbayarea.com. And you can log on each week as Insider Alex Pavlovich talks baseball. It's also available on iTunes.
He's got all the inside info. Nolan Arenado pops it up. Going down the right field line, Buster Posey, a long run, still going, and it's out of play. The wind, we're looking at the flags now, based on the trajectory that ball took, the flight path, and the wind is blowing in from left field, so that may have been blown completely out of Posey's reach by the wind. Those are the flags up above the left field scoreboard area. Blowing into the ballpark right now. On one to the dangerous Arenado. And he shot that one right past third base coach Stu Cole. Foul ball, strike two. Arenado facing Samardzija, against whom he is 5 for 13, including a double and a triple. No home runs for him. Giants held Arenado hitless here last night with a walk. 0-2 the count. And too high and off the glove of Brown. 1-2.
I think he's definitely reached single name status in the eyes of the Giants. The great Arenado, the dangerous Arenado.
Now he started going by Arenado sometime in the middle of the season.
Now his brother is in the Giants system. He plays in San Jose. He's the semi-dangerous Arenado.
Now he still goes by Arenado. Down on strikes goes Arenado. Whatever you call him, an extreme power hitter and one of the great young talents in the game.
He really is. He's a special talent, both with the bat and the glove.
Here is David Dahl.
That was a good swing.
He's a young guy who was brought up, and he started hitting right away. He's been in 39 games, got a .324 average and 148 at bats, including 5 home runs. He has struck out a lot, but he also has a .371 on base average.
That is a quick bat head right there. It's a guy that everybody in this Rocky organization is talking about. He was a first-round pick, 10th overall in the 2012 draft. You can see why. Look at his swing.
A little bit too high, 96 miles an hour.
Not uncommon to see rookies come up there and see their strikeout total jump up a little bit.
And that changeup, and it was down, but he got a piece of it to fight it off.
Good pitch. And there's a reason for the higher strikeout totals. I mean, you don't know the league. You're learning the league, and a lot of times pitchers at the big league level, they'll save their best breaking ball for you in a 2-strike count, and a lot of times you're not going to do a whole lot with it. So that's how you gain your education. And that explains the higher strikeout total when you first get to the big leagues as a hitter.
Popped up foul. So Dahl hanging in there, hanging tough. Samardzija up, down, fast, slow.
Well, that's what you have to do. I mean, to any good hitter. Mix your speed, mix your movement, mix your location.
One and two the count. Off the outside.
Change up. But even if you don't throw it for a strike, it establishes a speed in the eye of the hitter, and it sets up a fastball. Soft stuff away, sets up hard stuff in.
Strike 3 called. High fastball, 96 miles an hour. And Dahl becomes the 3rd consecutive strikeout victim for Samardzija.
Rare back, and he simply took that because he thought it was high. Definitely across the plate. And that take right there and that called strike 3 will definitely raise the strike zone for everybody, both dugouts.
So here is Gerardo Parra. And that is a called strike. Again, the off speed. 0-1.
You know, it's great when you watch guys come up, take their first at bat against Samardzija in the game. Nobody's swinging at his off speed stuff. They're all sitting on the fastball.
Another changeup off the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gerardo Parra. Hitting .258. This has not been the panacea for Parra's offensive game coming here, although he's had a lot of success against Samardzija over the years. Not as a Rocky, but with other ball clubs. Fastball. Ooh, that was close.
It's right where you wanted to throw it.
So it's 2-1 now. 2 down, nobody on. Giants nothing. Rockies nothing. Last of the second. The outfield pushed toward the left field side against him. That's right in there for a called strike 2.
And he wasn't looking fastball there. So I mean, the guesses that Parra has made this at bat, he's guessed wrong twice.
Two and two the count. Right up the middle. That was another fastball down, and he shot it right back past Samardzija.
Fastball just down out of the middle of the plate, and Parra in a good 2-strike mode. You shorten up, go back up the middle, and it's good bat head control. It's a nice bat. First hit off Samardzija, the Rockies get their first runner here. 2 outs in the second. And if you're Samardzija and you have to get in the stretch for the first time, that's a good time to do it.
So Daniel Descalso comes up now. Descalso, Bay Area product, former St. Louis Cardinal. And that's a called strike 1.
And the Cardinals, you come up through their system. I mean, those guys sit fastball first pitch a lot.
Descalso's done well here. .272 average and a .380 on base percentage. He's had 184 at bats, hit 5 home runs. And that curveball a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Descalso is a guy, he can play just about anywhere.
Yeah, he's a good utility player. Smart player. This guy will definitely be a coach, maybe a manager. Really sees the game well.
Off his right foot. Ouch. Oh, he's got the partial shin guard over the lower right shin. So he apparently tends to hit him down there.
You know, one thing you'll never see a pitcher do is when a player in the batter's box hits a ball off his foot or his shin bone or his knee or his toe, you'll never see a pitcher come walking off the mound and say, "Hey, are you okay?" Just won't happen.
Is that just considered inappropriate or what?
No, because up here on the mound, you're kind of chuckling a little bit. You want to throw that same pitch. Go down and in again.
And he's too high with the curveball. 2-2 the count. But you saw the target from Trevor Brown. It was down and in.
That was the intent of the pitch.
2-2 the count. He's thrown 20 pitches now in this second inning. After a fairly quick first inning. Parra at first, ready to run at the crack of the bat with 2 down. And he is back.
Watch Samardzija catch the bounce as it comes back. Whoop! Little toe tap. You know, little things like that just sort of give you an example of the athleticism of the guy. I mean, he's amazing.
Now that was cool.
Does it all in stride.
right to Crawford. Pretty good swing there by Descalso, but into some bad luck. On to the third inning. 0-0. This date 3 years ago, Yusmeiro Petit 1 out away from a perfect game, and this ball hit by Eric Chavez just in front of the valiant effort by Hunter Pence. What a disappointment, but he tightened up. The next hitter was A.J. Pollock. This ground ball over to third, and Joaquin Arias threw him out, and he didn't get the perfect game, but it was the first complete game of his career, and at the same time, his first shutout. A one-hitter, a masterpiece that was almost a perfect game. Trevor Brown is retired. A very high fly ball on the first pitch out to Carlos Gonzalez, so he is gone, and here comes Jeff Samardzija.
That game with Petit and Hector Sanchez doing the signal calling, they really hooked up. It was a beautiful game to watch just because of the rhythm that the pitcher and the catcher had that evening. You know, two guys that if the perfect game had come their way and they had been successful, I mean, it would have been a great story and would have been a signature to their careers.
That ball is hit well, deep right center, but caught by Cargo on the warning track.
That got knocked down by the wind. Normally that thing's out of here. Padres coming to San Francisco. Final appearance of the year, September 12th to the 14th. Dynamic deal tickets for the Monday and Tuesday games are starting for as low as $7. September baseball, every game counts. Go to sfgiants.com/dynamic deals. I thought Samardzija got his first big league home run in a Giants uniform.
Sounded great off the bat, didn't it?
He's got 2 home runs elsewhere, but not as a Giant yet.
And 0-1 the count now to Eduardo Nunez, who flied out deep to left his first time. Of course, this is one of those ballparks. Sounds good off the bat. You immediately think, oh, that's gone.
Well, especially to right center.
Right center is really, that's the porch, isn't it?
That's the hot part of the yard. Left center, I mean, this is a big yard. They backed up the walls here in respect of how well the ball carries here in Denver, but in doing so, it created an enormous outfield. .415 straightaway center, and then you've got left center that, and right center. I mean, they're just all very deep towards the middle of the field. But as soon as you start swinging towards right center, it gets short quick.
That ball is hit well, deep into left field, still going. Adios, pelota. Eduardo Nunez with his 15th home run of the year. That puts the Giants on the board. Their first run here in Denver. And that was out with plenty to spare. 1-0 Giants.
Well, and it breaks the 19 consecutive scoreless innings that their offense has failed to score in. So a little 2-out thunder. Not a hanger either. It was down and in. He just golfed it out of here. Give you an idea of his hand strength.
Here's Angel Pagan. He hit a home run the last time the Giants saw Tyler Anderson. A little backdoor cutter for a called strike. Well, that prompted a few smiles down in the Giants dugout.
Well, home runs will do that. Plus, there's a ton of guys down there now. With the expanded the rosters, you do something good, it's going to take you a while before you get to your seat. Shaking hands, getting back slaps.
409 feet was the estimate from the MLB at bat app. Pagan flied out to shallow left his first time. And that high fastball is popped foul and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bruce Bochy happened to see a little offense there. The Giants had not hit a home run since Friday at Wrigley Field. Hunter Pence had a home run that broke up a no-hitter for John Lester in the 7th inning of that game. Pence had also homered the day before. He'd had the only home runs by a Giant in this series. And Pagan fights that one off. Second deck. Off to the right. 1-2. Dodgers play tonight against Arizona. Shelby Miller for the D-backs against Ross Stripling, the rookie. Just off the inside with a fastball.
Man, Tyler Anderson thought he had strike 3. He had 1 foot and a good lean back to the Rockies dugout.
Buster Posey on deck. In the dirt with the soft one. 3-2. And he's talking it over with Joe Panic.
Well, he likes to talk baseball, and you will definitely see Eduardo Nunez smile a lot. Good presence in that Giants clubhouse. It was a good ad.
3-2 the count. Here's Arenado with the great arm. And Pagan is retired. The Giants get a run. Eduardo Nunez. Tell it bye-bye, baby, as Russ Hodges used to say. 1-0 Giants. Samardzija will go back to work.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Sunset in the Rocky Mountains, and we see great sunsets sometimes at AT&T Park and other ballpark, but probably consistently see the best here. That ball is hit well by Walters and caught by Gorkis Hernandez. Always considered an outstanding defensive center fielder, and he showed why right there.
Great range, great first step, good route runner, and an outstanding arm. Other than that, he's average. And here is Walters, who likes that first ball fastball, jumping all over it for Gorkis Hernandez. Niblets, Cannon Niblets. It's fun to watch him play center. We got a chance to watch him do it a lot in spring training, and he was impressive. That's why he's here now.
Well, here is Tyler Anderson. 1-0. The Giants are leading. Anderson, 4 hits in 30 at bats. One of those 4 hits was a home run. 1-0 Giants, last of the third. That's popped up foul. That's pretty good rib.
You know, we don't say it very often, but this really is a pretty good night to pitch here at Coors Field. We've seen some balls that, had they been hit yesterday, they'd be out of here. That out off the bat of Walters, that would have been one of them. That would have been out of the ballpark by a bunch.
You're going to have to hurry, even with the pitcher running, and just got him. Well done by Nunez.
The thing too about Nunez, when he gets his hands on it and he has to make a throw, he's got a really good arm.
Dave Fleming is here, and he'll be actually here in this booth on this microphone come the 4th inning and for the middle innings. Dwayne Kuiper on assignment.
There's Lee Jones, who is on his last lap here the month of September. Lee going to retire this year from baseball, and he's been doing it for a long time. We think he's the best in the business. Trying to talk him out of it, as a matter of fact.
Raimel Tapia. We were also trying to talk Vin Scully out of it.
He would.
Neither one of them seemed to be buying it.
No, they were not too happy about it either, that we were trying to talk him out of it.
2-0 the count to Tapia, the leadoff man. Sometimes I regret the fact that I'm a little bit colorblind.
Well, tonight, pretty good sunset here in Denver.
And the first walk allowed by Samardzija.
And that was the last thing that he was thinking about, especially on 4 pitches, especially with a guy with speed.
And the league's leading hitter coming up next, at least for batting average.
Tall hitter, LeMahieu, 6'4", and really I think he's got the best approach to right field in the National League. Take a lot of balls that way. Very difficult to get him off his back foot with off-speed stuff. Curveball and a good one. And that's a pitch that Samardzija didn't even have when he pitched here back in April. He was a 3-pitch guy, 2 types of fastball and a slider. Now he's added a curveball and a changeup.
Pretty good throw, not in time.
Kelby Tomlinson shook his head, thought he had him, so this will get reviewed. Trevor Brown, he didn't have a great pitch to throw off of. Samardzija backed it up through a second curveball, and that's a slow pitch. Ideally, you want a fastball if you're trying to throw a guy out. I think they have a shot to get this one looked at. Upon further review, that did not look as promising. No, that'll not get reviewed.
So Tapia with his second major league steal. Now base hit could tie it, and you've got a guy who gets a lot of base hits. DJ LeMahieu, who flied out deep to right center his first time tonight. He's hitting .343 for batting average. Oh man, how often do you see LeMahieu look that bad on a swing? Not often.
You don't, and that's 3 curveballs in a row. And the most important thing about that is that's 3 pitches of the same speed. And for a guy who's leading the league in hitting, throw him 3 of the same speed and he's going to be on it. And that just gives you an idea how good that breaking ball has been. And good snap to it.
Toward the middle, Crawford keeps it on the infield. And then the ball pops out of his hand, and scoring anyway is Tapia. It's tied up. We thought he had prevented the run by keeping the ball on the infield. And then that happened.
You're right. I mean, right here you're thinking, okay, he's not going to score. And on the exchange, I don't know if Tapia ran through a stop sign or what, but he never slowed down coming around third. And I couldn't tell there from first base coach Stu Cole if he green lighted him or red lighted or anything. But that's an aggressive play, and it paid off for him.
So he scores from second on an infield hit. Here's Adrian Gonzalez. Carlos Gonzalez. One of the Gonzalez guys.
Yeah.
Of course, Carlos Gonzalez is from Venezuela. Adrian Gonzalez is from Mexico originally. Popped up. Posey and Crawford both, and it is Crawford. Dave Fleming coming along for the 4th inning. It's 1-1. Posey, Pence, Crawford coming up.
Brought to you by Mr. Pickle's Sandwich Shop. When it comes to catering, you are not alone.
1-1 tie. We're heading to the top of the 4th inning here at Coors Field. We'd like to welcome into the booth Dave Fleming. Welcome.
Thank you, Mike. Buster Posey right away. And he swings at the first pitch and drives one to fairly deep right center field, and not deep enough. Right to the wall, but out number one.
We've seen about 4 balls here hit tonight that would have been out in under normal Coors Field conditions. Especially the balls hit the right side of the field. You could add this fly ball to the list. Just playing different with wind blowing in, and it's knocking down those high fly balls. And we mentioned it last inning. I think, David, that this is something I've never said before, but it's a good night to pitch at Coors Field.
Pence takes a strike. If the wind blew like that every game here, this would be a much different place.
Oh,
it'd be a lot better.
No doubt.
Pence popped out his first time up. Hits that one hard, but to third. And the wrong guy to hit it to. 2 down.
Well, Friday the 16th of September, we're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. That's right, 50 years. Your special event ticket will include a 50th anniversary Enterprise Giants collectible and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Cardinals. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Because why wouldn't we?
50 years.
Star Trek and the Giants. Just hand in hand, all 50 of those years.
I'd put my pajama top on and I'd sit there and watch Star Trek, and man, I was right there sitting next to Captain Kirk.
Here's Brandon Crawford. Hits that one foul. Anderson went over the field, a bit of foul ball. You can imagine the scoreboard at the ballpark that night will have some fun with the Star Trek theme. Maybe a special guest to throw out the first pitch. Who knows? Lefty on lefty. Crawford had the first Giants hit of the game. One of 2 hits so far. The second Giants hit was a home run, Eduardo Nunez.
They're just sitting on that inside corner against Crawford. Walters, the catcher, and Anderson, the pitcher, both thought they had a strike on that last fastball in.
Pretty good looking pitch. Crawford sort of flips one out toward left center, and Dahl makes a heck of a catch. So that's a quick inning for Anderson with some help from his defense. Nice play by the rookie. David Dahl and the Rockies tied with the Giants 1-1.
Life's better when we're connected.
Beautiful night in the Rocky Mountains. Giants and the Rockies tied at 1. Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow from Coors Field, where Jeff Samardzija is throwing the ball well. He'll face The big boy, Nolan Arenado, cleanup hitter to start the last of the fourth. Then Dahl, then Parra. First pitch, and there's that breaking ball for a called strike. Starting to get a feel of that pitch now.
And it's such a great pitch, especially against a good fastball hitting team like the Rockies. To take away strike one. They're sitting on the fastball, flop that thing in there. Great way to get an advantage.
Then go with that one, a little tighter, harder, slider, 0-2.
And that really was the only specialty pitch he had when he saw them back in April. That was complemented by a sinker and a cutter. He's got new weapons.
It's fun. Fun to have weapons.
It really is.
0-2. He went with that 97-mile-an-hour weapon.
And that's his reach back velocity, which he can do. I mean, he doesn't cruise at 97, but he can reach back and get it, and it's very effective after you've shown a guy 2 off-speed pitches. Put that thing up above the letters. I mean, that was a great pitch.
Another 0-2 to Arenado, and he got him to just pop one up into shallow center field. It's going to fall, though, for a leadoff hit. That's a Coors Field hit. All right, runner aboard, no outs. Let's go to the CSN studio for a Bank of America alert. All right, thanks. Well, the Mets have gotten hot, and Cespedes has been a major reason why. We saw it when the Mets were in San Francisco. He came back healthy, and he's been the difference maker for them for a second year in a row. Here's Dahl, who made the excellent catch to rob Crawford of a hit. And now hitting with a runner aboard and nobody out.
It's a quick bat.
He does. He's got bat speed. Giants still holding that top wild card spot. Cardinals only a half game back there in the number 2 position. The Giants are 1.5 games ahead of the Mets, 2 games in the loss column as far as holding on to any kind of playoff position. And he chased down in the dirt, strike 2. Really the way it's gone down with the Pirates and the Marlins struggling these last 10 days or so. It's looking like, if the Giants can't catch the Dodgers, 3 teams for 2 spots in that wild card division. Still 24 games to go after tonight for the Giants. 0-2, he got him.
Boy, another good off-speed pitch.
That one might have been the changeup. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. Up comes Parra.
And you know, the sell job on it is so convincing. The arm action, you know, for a guy that throws 97, he's giving you 97-mile-an-hour arm speed. You're thinking you're going to get it, and when you don't, you're out front. Good luck trying to hit that.
So here's Parra. He had the first Rockies hit, singled right back up the middle. Little curveball to start things off with a strike.
It's such a difference maker. And the other thing too is, you know, when you are one-speeded like he kind of was early in the year, like I say, you had the 2 fastballs and the slider. When you get to a fastball count, you have to throw a fastball. And if they're looking fastball, then you have to have exceptional location. And it just frees you up when you're throwing changeups and curveballs. You don't have to have perfect location. The mixture of speed gets the hitter ill-timed to the fastball, and it just frees you up. It's much more fun to pitch that way.
Here's his 1-1. That one hit foul.
Off speed, had him reaching.
Well, it's 6 starts in a row now where Samardzija, and look, the one to start this road trip at Wrigley Field, not to take away from the Cubs, they had good at bats, but it was one inning and they taxed him and pushed him, and he managed to hang around and pitched 3 more scoreless innings after that.
Well, that's a testimony to that guy right there. And Dave Righetti, Mark Gardner, they're just fantastic with getting guys to elevate, making them better, giving them more weapons. And they're going to do the same thing with Matt Moore. They've already given him a cutter. Really a cutter that he learned from Madison Bumgarner. But you get a real good argument from this organization as to who the best pitching coaches in baseball are. Gardner and Righetti are just an outstanding 1-2 tandem.
One-two pitch, and I think he went around. He did. Strike 3, 97 miles an hour.
With cut movement. And for a fastball hitter to strike out on a fastball, I mean, that's what you want him to do. You want to swing him to swing something out of the strike zone. That was by him. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Strikeout number 5. It almost hit him.
It really did. 2 down for Daniel Descalso. Arenado hit that little bloop into shallow center field to start the inning. Still over there at first base. He is just mixing and matching and changing speeds.
And he's having fun.
Against the Bay Area native, Daniel Descalso. Daniel, who was from Redwood City, still lives in the Bay Area, lives out in the East Bay. Went to Davis, St. Francis High in Mountain View. 1-2.
He's just so geared for the fastball, and he's not getting them. Another off-speed pitch off the end of the bat. I mean, Descalso's built for the fastball.
With all this off-speed stuff, Samardzija, I mean, he's been pitching ahead in the count. He's 12 times out of 16 throwing a first pitch strike. He's been in control. That one is strike 3 called. He reached back for that extra velocity. Very impressive after the hit. He struck out 3 in a row. It's 1-1.
It's time for the NorCal Acura Grand Slam giveaway on CSN. And William Myers, you are the man, and you will win an Acura MDX if a Giants player hits a Grand Slam this inning. So go to AcuraNorCalDealers.com for more information on how to enter.
That's a pretty good prize.
An Acura MDX. Yes,
I think
it is.
when your name comes up in the hopper and the Giants are playing at Coors Field, you got to be happy as a contestant. You feel like the chances are a little better here. Tomlinson down the right field line. I think the wind will help push that one foul. Probably was going to go foul anyway.
Yeah, but the wind was definitely helping it.
Blowing in from left tonight, and it's made an impact. There have been several balls that have been knocked down. Samardzija himself, Posey hit one to the wall in right center field.
Yeah, I think about 4. Had they been hit yesterday, see you later. Well, half Giants, half Rockies. Mom and son, Giants fans. Daughter and dad, Rockies fans. Bottom line, baseball fans. Nice going, Mom and Dad. But listen to your mother.
Walters might have helped Anderson there.
A house divided. Well, you're right. She brought her glove, gave her bed. All the way from Half Moon Bay.
All right, now it's time for the selfie. Hey, you hit a foul ball, yeah.
They are as happy and content as could be. But sisters, she's asking all the questions.
When can we get that ice cream, Dad?
Ooh. Again, Anderson not happy, not getting the 3rd strike call. He thought he had one there at the belt. She brought her glove, just like Mom.
Three and 2. Tomlinson takes a leadoff walk.
Nice at bat. Nice at bat. And that puts speed on the base pass.
Gives the Giants a few options. You do have a left-handed pitcher, and you really don't want to make outs on the bases here. It's one place where even with the Giants offense struggling. But let's see.
Anderson not the easiest guy to steal on. He's got an outstanding move. We saw that early in the game.
Ball 1 to Gorkys Hernandez, who hit one hard his first time up.
He had another one of those fly balls that would have had a chance yesterday.
He did. Off the bat, I really thought it had a chance. And it didn't even make it to the warning track. Part of that is my scars from all the years of watching baseball here.
Well, hey, we're conditioned.
They really are. Walters throws behind. Tomlinson got back.
Walters is very quick out of the squat, and as he showed here, definitely not afraid to throw the ball around. It's an above-average arm, and you know we talked about Anderson. That last delivery was 0.96 seconds, so that is extremely fast. That is Kirk Reeder fast.
Tomlinson picked off.
Thought he got back in.
He does. He thinks he got back. He's telling Tomlinson to hold on. I also think, Bochy, it is a real, to me, it's kind of a balk style move. I mean, that foot, he ain't stepping toward first.
Well, and imagine if you're a left-handed pitcher, you imagine that there's a line right between home plate and first base. And when you throw to first, you have to step on the first base side of that line. If you're stepping on the half of the baseline that is closest to home, then that's a balk.
Yeah, I think it's real close. Now the other question is, did he get back? I think he did. Don't you think his hand, they're not going to challenge?
I don't think there's enough there to challenge. So
I thought his hand was touching the corner of the base before the glove hit him. That's a pickoff. That hurts.
That definitely punches you in the stomach.
2-0 count. Guy who had a good swing his first time up.
That's one of those times you really don't want to come back to the dugout when you get picked off.
2-2. And the Gates, he had a real battle, drew the walk to start the inning, and then gone. 3-2.
Well, after he establishes that changeup in your mind, Anderson zips that fastball with a little cut action right in on the hands.
I like him.
Yeah, I do too. He's a good-looking young arm.
That one got the foot of Bill Hayes.
Got Billy Hayes. Fighting a cold here the last couple days.
Do you think maybe his reactions are a little slower than usual?
Yeah.
He has been. He's not. Nobody around the Giants has been all that happy.
He's been drinking NyQuil like a Friday night six-pack, so he may be a little slow to react.
Ball 4. You can't play the what-if game, but gosh, the pickoff, you'd have 2 on, nobody out. Had Hernandez followed suit. Anyway, another base runner for the Giants with Trevor Brown coming up. We were remembering over on the radio side how when Samardzija pitched that great game here in early April, Trevor Brown hit 2 two-run homers in that game.
That makes him do then.
Hit a ball to right field his first time up. So 2 of his 5 home runs on the year that one night. Got the low strike. Another left-hander on the mound tomorrow, Jorge De La Rosa. We could well see a scenario of Brown behind the plate. Posey at first. Arenado, there's 1. That's 2. Couple of walks, but no runs. Middle of the 5th in Denver. It's a 1-1 game.
podcast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
You can watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV. Coors Field in Denver, beautiful night. Giants and the Rockies playing a low-scoring, un-Coors-like game. It's 1-1.
There's Marion Abbott from Hillsborough. Watch that child grow up. Going to school here in Denver at Regis University.
Having a nice night at the old ball yard.
Had lunch together today. Very happy. Loves French fries.
Going after the French fries. 1-0 to the catcher, Tony Walters. Hit a ball well his first time up that was caught in center field. You got the pitcher due up next, and then Tapia, the leadoff hitter. Two and one.
Walters really has good speed for a catcher.
Give him a few more years.
Hey, you bet, man. Let erosion take its course.
That ball is drilled to right field, and we do get to watch him run. On the move, he's scooting into second. First extra base hit of the game for the Rockies. It's a leadoff double.
Now he's had 2 at-bats against Samardzija, and both times he's had good fastballs to hit. And both times he's squared them up. Here they try and go inside on him, and he just barrels it. Little topspin liner that one-hops the wall. He is all over Samardzija. He's hitting it better than anybody else in this Rockies lineup.
So here's Anderson. And it gives him the perfect chance to try to make a productive out. Did he offer at it? No. Ball one.
And he's a good enough hitter where if the Giants are too aggressive on the corners coming in defending the bunt, they'll let him pull the trigger.
They will.
And that left side of the infield is wide open.
He does swing away. It's a good call, and you could almost see that coming because he can swing the bat.
Well, that's the type of swing that you want. I mean, you don't want a big swing. I mean, you just want to try and put the ball on the ground, and you take advantage of it. Opens a hole in the infield.
It's a play the Giants love to use. Let's see if he's bunting now. He bunts at it. Good bunt. Samardzija's play is to first. Walters moves to third. He's there with one out. Rockies have a good chance to go ahead.
Well, this will be interesting because this is a strikeout situation. Tapia in his first at bat hit a bullet to Buster Posey, and then he walked on 4 pitches. So what he really has seen from Samardzija are nothing but fastballs. He hasn't seen the curveball, the split, the changeup, or the slider.
Could be time. Runner at third, one out in a tie game. He went after that low pitch.
Changeup, first pitch. So Samardzija thinking the same thing. You know, when you watch his setup before he gets to 2 strikes, he sets up pretty high, but when he gets to a 2-strike count, he gets down almost as low as Trevor Brown or whoever it is that's catching behind him. So I hope that he gets to that 2-strike count so we can see the difference in his approach.
He's unorthodox in a lot of ways, but that would probably be the #1 way. He's a good young hitter, though.
He's hit 300 at every level.
pulls that one sharply foul.
All right, now we get to see the 2-strike approach. Hey, nice play down there. Well, take it out of your glove, pass it over to your date.
Yeah, you got to look at it at least, don't you?
I think you have 5 seconds to look. Take your bow, sit down, 5 seconds, pass it over. She'll give it back to you.
All right, there he goes, and he is. He's almost head to head, almost with Trevor Brown down in that low crouch. And I guess, I mean, that if he's standing upright, does that pitch get called a strike?
You know what? He might. I think it's a great approach. When a guy gets down like that, he's definitely set himself up to defend against the low pitch. Feel that high fastball at 95. I mean, he's down there. A little high.
Hits that one to center and probably deep enough. Hernandez has a pretty good arm. Walters will tag and score. Rockies go ahead.
That winds up being an outstanding at bat for Tapia. A chance for Gorkys Hernandez to show off his arm. It's a good one. He had momentum coming into the play, and he doesn't have to worry about a cutoff man. There's no back runner, so there's your arc. Not a bad throw, really, from as deep as where he was in the outfield.
That's where the speed of Walters, and you pointed it out when he was at the plate. For a catcher, he runs really well. And it was a factor. 2 outs, bases empty. The thing for Samardzija, though, okay, you give up the leadoff double, the bunt executed, sacrifice fly, but I know it's not been a real traditional Coors kind of game tonight, but in this park, with the big hitters coming up, if you can limit the damage to just the 1 run.
Well, you're right. And I think as a pitcher, you go out saying no free passes, be aggressive, and minimize. No crooked numbers.
Two and one, curveball missed.
So 2 good pitches. I mean, he had an 0-1 advantage. He could go to the corner. He threw a high fastball that didn't miss by much, and then he comes back with a breaking ball that didn't miss by much. Those are 2 good pitches. Now 2-1 count. He's got to get back in the strike zone.
Down the right field line, but foul.
And how often do you see LeMahieu late on a fastball? Not very.
Not very.
Doesn't take long for a pitcher to establish that he has a 3rd speed. And Samardzija has done that. He did that early in this game, and it really has enhanced his fastball. And it's evident on that last pitch.
Struck him out swinging. Samardzija's shaking his head, but he does minimize. 7th strikeout. Rockies go ahead 2-1.
St. Louis Cardinals back in San Francisco at AT&T Park. And Thursday, the 15th, it's Italian Heritage Night, sponsored by Gelati Construction. Your special event ticket includes an Italian Giants knit beanie and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Cardinals. So go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
2-1 Rockies kind of manufactured a run.
Yeah, this little guy got a souvenir.
Yeah, what is that? How does it taste?
Take a bite.
Because when you're that age, that's the big question. Samardzija tried to tie the game up.
He did.
He hit one a long way his first time up that was caught.
Might be the last fastball he sees here.
He pulls that one into left center field. That one's rolling out on the outfield grass. Samardzija's just going to settle for a single. But he is frisky with the bat in his hand tonight.
And that wasn't a challenge fastball either. That was his changeup. And not a hanger either. It was down. Kind of got him off his back foot reaching. But when you're 6'5" and you've got a little length to your reach, you can go out and get a ball even if you're fooled off your back leg.
Now this is the formula at Coors. We saw it yesterday. The Rockies did it for a big inning. You get the bottom of the order on, and then you get your top of the order hitters coming up with a rally already in place. Nunez, who homered his last time up.
That's great. Samardzija had about a 2-foot lead in his. Anderson was ready to go. He was leaning back to the bag.
He is not going to get picked off. Deep but foul. He straightened that out his last time up, and it went a long way, Mike.
He did. It wasn't a hanger either. It was a golf shot down and in. But a nice job of going down and backspin on a low pitch. And that gave him carry. And in the end, he hit it about almost halfway up the bleachers. Home run number 15 on the year. And he's not done yet.
Even with the short lead, we were talking about Walters runs well for a catcher. Samardzija runs really well for a pitcher. If Nunez were to hit one out into the outfield. Samardzija for a pitcher with that short of a lead has as good a chance as any to go first to third if Nunez were to punch a base hit out there. On the ground, and that's going to be a double play.
And so it goes. Second double play the Giants have hit into tonight in back-to-back innings.
Both times you get the lead runner on, you're thinking, okay, here we go.
Yeah, you're thinking good thoughts, and then all of a sudden, whoop.
Pagan's 0 for 2. His hot streak feels like a long time ago. It's been a tough road trip for Angel. 1 for 19.
It hasn't happened often to him this year. I mean, he's been really consistent and really has been the best player the Giants have had the second half. He and Denard Span. But on this road trip, they both have been quieted down.
Hey, it doubly hurts too because Pagan, he hadn't taken a single walk, so just one time on base. That's tough. And again, it's not all on Angel, it's not all on Denard Span, but when your top of the order is not on base at all. Tough to get the offense going. Ends up being a quick inning despite the hit by Samardzija. Middle of the 6th in Denver. Samardzija back to the mound. It's 2-1 Rockies.
Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Bottom 6 from Denver. Rockies with a run in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th have a 2-1 lead. Samardzija has to go through the middle of the order here. Gonzalez, Arenado, and then the rookie Dahl, trying to keep it a 1-run game. Samardzija's really pitched well.
Yeah, pitching duel.
The first run scored when Crawford made a sprawling diving stop on a ball headed towards center field, but then tried to make the exchange and lost it, and Tapia raced around third and scored. And then the second run scored, double, bunt, fly ball. That's been it against Samardzija. Pretty good looking pitch. 2-0.
Just a tad high. Opened him up with a changeup, followed it up with a fastball. Does not want to have a 4-pitch walk, and this is right now where the Rockies, I think, and I can't back this up with the statistic, but it just feels like they swing more 3-0 counts than any other team, at least here at Coors Field. And you could bet that Gonzalez will be hacking here.
3-1.
I'd have bet on it.
You don't win every bat.
That's a good pitch to hit.
That was a good one.
But hey, can't walk him.
See if Samardzija does that again. Called strike 2.
Backed it up. Another fastball at the belt. I mean, that's 3 fastballs in a row. Here's the 3-1 fastball. That was right, well, perhaps a bit above the belt. I mean, hey, look, rule book wise, that's a strike. And from a low ball guy like Rackley, I mean, that's a gift. But I like when umpires look for strikes.
Feels like at Coors they should. Got him with the changeup. 8th strikeout for Samardzija. That's a pretty significant one too after falling behind 3-0.
And really, with a guy with power, I mean, that's just a great changeup. See him way out front, and that's the type of an at bat that hitters go back in and they think about it. They don't forget it. And other hitters on the bench look at it. A 3-2 changeup.
So now you face Arenado with the bases empty. And who knows, maybe part of what Cargo would be thinking about too is that 3-0 pitch. He didn't take a swing. Ends up striking out. He had a pitch in a spot where usually he likes it. Arenado 1 for 2. Curveball, strike 2.
A good one. And he's a guy that will definitely go out of the strike zone. You can throw some breaking balls down below the zone and he'll get after it. He wants to swing it.
Popped him up. Tomlinson out. Hernandez coming in, and he makes the call and the catch. 2 down. Let's go to the CSN studio for another Bank of America alert. All right, we will keep you updated on that game. Thanks for that alert. Here's David Dahl, the rookie. He takes a curve for a strike. Cardinals, Mets, Giants in that wild card race. Giants, Dodgers in the West. Another pop up, and this one's playable. Tomlinson and Posey collide. Tomlinson keeps his balance, and everything is okay.
Oh, man.
That wasn't easy. John will come back and join Mike. Samardzija pitching well. It's 2-1 Rockies.
Your local Toyota dealers, and tonight it has been all about pitching. Yep, that's right. In Coors Field, it's been a pitching duel. It has been Jeff Samardzija outstanding through 6 innings, 8 strikeouts against 1 walk, couple earnies. His opponent, Tyler Anderson, has been as good, just 3 hits allowed, no strikeouts. And that is our Toyota game summary. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 2-1 Rocky. We're in the top of the 7th inning. And here again is John Miller.
Tyler Anderson to Buster Posey. Strike 1. Posey has grounded out to short and flied out deep to right center. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Hit both of those balls very hard. That ball into left field, but just in front of Dahl. Runner aboard with nobody out. Let's go to the CSN studio for a Bank of America alert. The home run, third home run of the game for the Cardinals, thanks to Ahmed Fareed with that alert from Pittsburgh.
Just a bit low. Anderson kind of wiggles out there on the mound. He wanted it. You hate to give count leverage to a guy with power. And Pence has got it now.
Pence is flied out to shallow center, grounded out to third. Anderson steps off the slab.
And they're setting an inside target. Looked like they're trying to set up a cut fastball on the hands.
Walters, the catcher.
He shook off to a changeup.
And it worked. 1-1. Pence with a look at Roberto Kelly, the third base coach. Giants with only 4 hits. And Pence takes low. A fastball missing. 2-1. The Giants have now had 4 hits and have drawn 2 walks. They've also had 3 runners wiped out on the base paths once they got there. A couple on double plays, and 1 got picked off. 2-2 to Pence.
Good hard cutter. no intention of throwing that in the strike zone. He was thinking back foot, and he got pinched to fish on it.
Brandon Crawford on deck.
They're going to stay inside.
It's a foul.
That was a mistake. Pitts just missed it. Hunter Pence is always choked up. He's saying as a kid he had a poster of Barry Bonds in his bedroom, and Barry Bonds had a choke up, and that's when I use it.
He lunged at that changeup, just got a piece of it, as it ended up well down out of the strike zone. Two and two to Hunter Pence. He homered in each of the first 2 games of this road trip in Chicago. Those are the only home runs hit by anybody on either team in that 4-game series. Off the inside with that fastball.
That was by design. They had a 2-2 pitch and a chance to go out of the strike zone. That's exactly where he wanted to go with it. And from Pence's perspective, that's an outstanding take.
Posey the runner at first. Parra on the bag with him.
You do not have to be very far off that base to get picked off by Anderson with that move. Plus, it makes a hitter just sort of wait a little bit when you throw over to first base. And guys with good changeups, they do that all the time. They'll throw to first 1 or 2 times, come back with a 3-2 changeup.
Did he swing? He did.
Got him with that little cutter. Broke him down. A very defensive swing.
That is the first strikeout of the game for Anderson.
Just fooled on the pitch. I don't know if that was a swinging called strike or a.
Well, definitely looked like it was a called strike.
Swinging or
like
called.
Looked like it was a strike either way.
Yeah, it was. Should go as 2 strikeouts, shouldn't it?
Crawford deep into center. Tapia. Deep, but not deep enough.
Hit that ball well. With backspin. Take a look at this cutter that really fools Hunter Pence. And you're right, it's a called strike and it's a swinging strike. Take your pick. I think they're going to call it a swing.
So 2 down, and here is Kelby Tomlinson. Well, he really had Pence. He was just not knowing what was coming next. Tomlinson has grounded into a force play and walked, although he got picked off after the walk. Strike 1. So Pence 0 for 3 in this game, 0 for 6 in the series. Giants trailed 2-1. We're in the 7th. 2 down. Posey still at first. He led off the inning with a single. Called a strike, and it's 0-2. Giants got their only run of the 3rd inning, a home run by Nunez. The Rockies tied the game in the last of the 3rd when Tapia scored from second base on an infield hit, and went ahead when Tapia knocked in the go-ahead run with a fly ball in the 5th. Buster breaks and will make it without a throw into second base.
That's a nice read. That's a significant play from Posey. And when the guy keeps a ball in front of him, it'll freeze a lot of runners at first base. And we're going to make this decision in his instinct from Posey to go our forward right choice. And he goes. So that's a 90-foot gift right here. And with 2 outs, that could mean something in a 2-1 ball game. Good play.
So it's a ball and 2 strikes to Tomlinson. And a base hit to the outfield could tie the game. Too high. This is the very first at bat in this game with a runner in scoring position for the Giants. That's how dominant Anderson has been.
It's only the second time in the series the Giants have had a runner at second to try and knock in.
That's the inning. Gerardo Parra coming up against Samardzija, 2-1 Colorado. Randall Grichuk, who missed part of the year, he was in such a terrible slump in the early part of the season. They sent him back to the minor leagues, but he's back now and he's hot. So for the Cardinals, that'll be a great win if they can hang on to it. They have a 3-run lead now in the 9th. Jeff Samardzija. Gerardo Parra has singled to center and struck out. Leads off against him. Just off the outside. Ball 1.
A lot of Giants fans here at the game tonight. Last night, see them a lot walking around the streets of Denver today.
That is foul.
They're trying to be patient.
See, he's trying to be patient. Trying to clean out his briefcase.
The look of concern there.
One and one the count. Ball 2. Descalso on deck, then Walters. So you think he's on a driving tour?
Yeah, I think he's got the map of Colorado and he's figuring out what am I going to do tomorrow morning.
2-2.
He was on that one. You see a foul ball get fouled straight back. He's on it. Yeah, Pikes Peak looks pretty good. I think I'll do that tomorrow.
How far away is that from here?
About an hour.
All right, let's do it. 2-2 the count. Fair ball. Buster Posey. He'll take it himself.
Oh, he completely took the legs out of the swing from Parra with the changeup.
Daniel Descalso will come up now. That ball looked like Buster wanted to dish it off to Samardzija, but I think Samardzija kind of assumed that Buster would just take it himself. So ultimately, that's what Buster did. Samardzija has pitched a very strong game, and that's called strike to Descalso. Now watch Buster the way he goes after this one. I'm just going to toss this ball over. No.
Yeah, you're right. Samardzija a little late.
One strike to count. Left center field. Hernandez on the run. Gets there.
Easily. Buster talking to Samardzija. Hey, don't make me run. I'm a catcher.
2 down. Here's Tony Walters. Now he led off the 5th inning with a double. Anderson bunted him over to 3rd, and then Tapia, after falling behind in the count to Samardzija, still managed to hit a fly ball to center to get him home.
I doubt if they're going to challenge him with fastballs this at bat. He squared up 2. One got caught, one didn't.
And he starts him with a curveball. 0-1. He hit a deep fly ball to center that was caught after a long run by Gorky Hernandez in the 3rd. Then that double that one-hopped the right field wall in the 5th. Another curveball, strike 2 call.
You know, and a lot of guys who are not everyday players, they never look for anything but the fastball. They just sit on gas. I mean, defend with 2 strikes, but
Soaring foul. Back out of play.
I always felt when I was pitching against a guy that wasn't a regular player, I was doing him a favor, challenging him with fastballs. Because when you're not playing every day, I mean, what's the one pitch you don't want to get beat on when you go up there to hit? Well, the fastball. Show him the fastball, just don't let him beat you with it.
And a changeup, and he lunged at it, just got a piece of it. There's Jordan Lyles up in the Colorado bullpen. First time we've seen any action in the Rockies bullpen in the 2 games of this series. Giants, as we saw a moment ago, have Javier Lopez, a left-hander, up in their pen. 2 down, bases empty. Samardzija out 104 pitches. Struck him out with the hook, and Brown to Posey for the putout. 9 strikeouts in 7 innings for Samardzija. Hernandez coming up. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Yesterday, Ty Block made his major league debut here in the town in which he was born and grew up. His high school baseball coach was in attendance. Block went 3 strong innings. No runs, only 1 hit allowed and 1 walk. His mom, his dad, aunts and uncles, cousins, everybody was here. He said he had about 100 people in the ballpark here yesterday that he grew up with or family members. And Ty Block, what a day it was. And his coach is sort of a legendary coach here in the area, Steve Kavnar. And he was here, the first player. He is retired now as a coach. The first player that he ever coached who made it into Major League Baseball, and he did it right here where Ty Blach grew up. Congratulations to Ty Blach. It was a great thrill to watch it happen.
I said, what'd you do last night after the game? He said, we went home and watched it.
Well, I hope they sped forward to the 6th inning when he came in. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Gorkis Hernandez, who has flied out to right center and walked in this game, facing Tyler Anderson. 8th inning, the Giants down by just a run. Boone Logan, a left-hander, up in the Colorado bullpen now. Chase that cutter.
That's a good pitch.
Jordan Lyles back up, the right-hander, along with Logan, the lefty. 92 pitches in the game thrown by Tyler Anderson. High and tight, and moved him back with a fastball. A bloop. It is fair. So Gorkis Hernandez, now he's going to have to get back to first, and he was blocked getting back by Gerardo Parra. But he made it back anyway.
That was close.
The Giants with a 5-hit game, the first time in this road trip they've had as many as 5. And here is Trevor Brown, who's flied out to right and grounded into a double play. Hernandez, the possible tying run. He's got lots of speed. But it's hard to imagine any Giant getting a jump to steal a base against Tyler Anderson with the pickoff move that he has displayed tonight.
Well, and the quickness out of the slide step. I mean, he's been running at a second with his unload time out of when he doesn't raise his leg up.
In the dirt, blocked by Walters.
Go back to April 12th, and this is Trevor Brown, one of 2 home runs he hit in that ball game. So, hey, we're thinking good thoughts here.
One was in the 6th inning and one was in the 8th inning. We're in the 8th inning now. And just back on that deceptive pickoff throw.
And again, a little bit of a lean there from Gorkis Hernandez.
Mac Williamson out on deck with the pitcher. Samardzija due up next. Check swing. An appeal and ruled a swing.
That's a bad call
by Guccione.
There goes his perfect night. All right, let's take a look. That's not a swing. I mean, that's the difference between a 3-0 count and a 2-1 count. I mean, that's a big deal in a 1-run ball game. And that look is all you need to know about how Bruce Bochy feels about it.
So it's 2-1 now. Arenado, what a play. But he pulled him off the bag and everybody's safe. And we'll see, the Rockies will be looking at that replay as well. And Arenado said, that's on me. He wanted to get the double play, not satisfied just to get 1 out, and perhaps hurrying that throw, he pulled LeMahieu off the bag.
Wow, as hard as it was hit, he had time. I mean, just a brilliant play here, going completely parallel, speared out right in the sweet spot, and his throw takes LeMahieu coming across the bag. He comes back against his momentum. I don't see an angle where it looks like he touched the base, so it does not look like they're going to challenge.
That one angle we had there did make it appear that the foot had come across the bag already. 2 men on for the Giants with nobody out. And now it's Ere Adrianza who's brought up as a pinch hitter, not Williamson.
That's a bunt situation. They're not going to have Williamson come up there to bunt.
Yeah, no,
pretty clear to see right there. No contact. So the Giants catch an enormous break, which would have been a double play Had it been an accurate throw to LeMahieu, as hard as that ball was hit, LeMahieu had all the time in the world to make a turn to get Brown, whose average speed at best.
So Adrianza up as a pinch hitter for Samardzija. Also Adrianza, 8 hits, 18 at bats for the year, batting right-handed, 3 for 6 as a pinch hitter batting right-handed. It's been his strong side. Hernandez at second, the possible tying run. Brown at first. Nobody out.
Well, if you're Trevor Brown, you've really got to get off that base. You've got to stay out of a double play here.
And it's called a strike. It's Hernandez at second and Brown at first.
When you're struggling offensively, you have to do the little things right. You have to get the bunt down. The line for Samardzija, what a night he had. 4 hits allowed, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Offense trying to pick him up right now, trailing by a run.
1-1.
Boy, and Anderson really coming off that mound aggressively. Now, left-hander's going to have his momentum coming towards the third base line, so he is going to get a good jump to defend, because Arenado at third base, he's not crashing. They're letting that play get made by Anderson if there's a bunt down the third base line. And when a pitcher is that aggressive, bunt it straight back up the middle.
Showing bunt already. And then the spin move towards second.
That move called by Walt Weiss, Rocky skipper. No surprise the bunt is still on.
There's nobody at third. Arenado's only play is to first, and just in time to get Adrianza with LeMahieu covering, so the job done well. Hernandez over to third and Brown over to second.
That is an outstanding bunt against a tough defense. Job well done, and he'll get a hero's welcome coming back to the dugout.
Nunez, the top of the order, hitting leadoff tonight. The Giants juggling the lineup, but he will not be facing Tyler Anderson. Walt Weiss is out of the dugout, and he's going to bring in the right-hander Jordan Lyles to pitch. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Second and third, 1 out. We'll be right back.
That's right, Elmer on the mic tonight, 9:30 p.m. on CSN. Bay Area, tonight's guests, some of our favorites. Ann Killian from the Chronicle, Matt Mayoko, 49ers Insider, and Scott Bair, the Raiders Insider, talking that and more tonight. Sports Talk Live, 9:30 on CSN Bay Area.
All right, throwing right-hander Jordan Lyles in from the Colorado bullpen to face the right-handed hitting Eduardo Nunez, who's hit A deep fly ball to left for an out, has homered even deeper to left, and is grounded into a double play. And the Giants, with the possible tying run at third, the possible go-ahead run at second, one out of the inning. The Rockies, you see how they're playing it. The middle infielders are backed up, so a ground ball to a middle infielder should get the fast-moving Gorky Hernandez home to tie the game. Or a fly ball hit well should do it. A base hit could do even better. And he lays off the curveball down and away.
I mean, interesting call here from Walt Weiss bringing in Lyles, because he's not really a strikeout guy, and this is a strikeout situation. Runner at third base, 1-run lead, 1 out. Lyles is a 4-pitch guy. He's more of a finesse guy than a power arm.
52 in the third innings pitch, only 28 strikeouts. Topped foul. Walters jumped out of his crouch and raced after that one. But a foul ball, 1 strike. First time that Nunez has ever faced Jordan Lyles. Jeff Samardzija trailing in this one 2-1. He had 7 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits allowed, 9 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Superb performance. One and two.
A little cut fastball didn't have a lot of tilt to it. Threw that thing right up there on the letters, and he swung underneath it. They may go back and throw the same pitch in the same location, or try to.
So he's not been a strikeout pitcher, which doesn't mean that he's not going to try and get a strikeout. 1 and 2. Into the hole at short. Here comes Gorky Hernandez. He will tie the game. Out at first by a step. Eduardo Nunez. Strong throw there by Descalso, but the Giants have tied the game.
And it winds up being a nice at bat in a 2-strike count. That's a good situation, AB. And for a team that has been really struggling to score runs, I mean that's an at bat that'll bring some energy into that dugout.
And the runner's still out there in scoring position. Angel Pagan will come up. He is 0 for 3 in the game. 1 for 20 on the road trip. So if you're a Giants fan, you would say he is overdue for a base hit. He's flied out and twice grounded out in this game. Pagan is 5 for 11 against Lyles. And a foul back out of play. Came after him with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
He was looking for it.
Giants dugout. They've tied the game. Jeff Samardzija out there rooting on his teammates. And Pagan trying to knock in the go-ahead run. Buster Posey on deck. The run charged to Tyler Anderson, the starting pitcher. And he changed up on him. 0-2. On to the count. And he lays off too high.
Tried to go up with the fastball across the letters. Hard to explain why a guy who'd been so consistent all of a sudden goes cold. He's healthy, feels good.
Pagan have been so hot. And that's right up the first base line. A desperation swing on the off-speed pitch, and the inning is over. But the Giants get the 1 run to tie it. Smith, a lefty, Romo, the righty, up in the Giants bullpen. We go to the last of the 8th.
for Game 3 of this 3-game series. Our next game here on CSN. It's a 5:30 start. Pregame live starts at 5 p.m. Final game of the series. Plus, you get pregame and postgame coverage, and you also get Giants insider Alex Pavlovich. All that and more right here at CSNBayArea.com, the home of the authentic Giants fan.
The Giants in a 2-2 tie now with the Rockies, having scratched out the tying run. Now they make a pitching change. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. And it is Will Smith in for the bullpen. The Rockies send up a right-handed hitter, a rookie, Tom Murphy, who hit a pinch hit home run 2 days ago here against Arizona. That was, according to the MLB StatCast, to have gone 482 feet.
So he's got a little power, is what you're telling me.
Apparently. And he curves him for a called strike.
A little backdoor breaking ball from Smith, who will give you 3 different pitches: a low 90s fastball, curveball, and a slider. More strikeouts than innings pitched. And they haven't been all against left-handed hitters. He can strike out a righty.
And that's too high. Another breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Murphy just brought up prior to this past Friday's ball game from AAA. 77 games at AAA, hit .330 with 19 home runs. Did he swing? They're not going to ask. But that first base umpire, last I looked, was liking to ring guys up.
There's Chris Guccione. He's got the quick trigger finger and the itchy left foot.
Murphy got into the big leagues last September as a call-up and hit 3 home runs. Now it's 3-1.
Well, he's going to let out some shaft right here. Break out the driver. Tie ball game. 3-1 count.
Adam Ottavino has been the closer here for the past few days for the Rockies. Now up in the bullpen, a right-hander. 3-1 and a foul out of play.
So he came at him with the fastball, and that was perfect location right on that outside corner.
Three and 2 the count. And he missed badly with that one. Ball 4. Let's go to the CSN studios for a Bank of America alert. All right, thanks, Ahmed. I'll hold you to that promise. So here is Raimel Tapia, the leadoff man. And he has had a hand in both of the Rockies' runs. He scored one. He scored on an infield hit from second base in the 3rd inning. Knocked in the 2nd run with a sacrifice fly in the 5th. He bunts it, but foul. Murphy taking off. I beg your pardon, that's Valleca, the pinch runner, in for Murphy now.
Just checked in today. Pat Valleca.
And he's making his major league debut.
You always hope that a guy doesn't get picked off in his major league debut as a pinch runner.
Showing bunt, but jumping back away from that breaking ball. 1-1 the count. Eduardo Nunez was way in on top of Tapia as he was showing bunt there. Tapia's lined out to first, walked and scored a run, and hit a sacrifice fly. Posey on the bag at first with Valleca. Tapia is squaring around the bunt before there's even a ball being thrown, before he even breaks from the stretch. So if you're the pitcher, do you believe that?
You know, I think he had a one-way lead, and it was back to the base.
Bunted foul, and the count is 1-2.
There are two one-way leads. You get a very extended lead, one that you want that guy to make his move to first base. And the one-way lead is to second base. You're going on first move. The other one-way lead is back to the base. You want, if you're a base runner and you have base stealing capabilities, you want that pitcher to feel you.
So Valaika leads away from the bag again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tapia. Nobody out in the inning. Struck him out.
That's a big strikeout.
And Valaika's still at first.
Yeah, he gets down on that 2-strike crouch. He cannot lay off the ball in the dirt. So good breaking ball from Smith. He gets the out.
And he's got Sergio Romo, who's been up in the bullpen, and the right-handed hitting LeMahieu coming up. And Bochy takes the ball from Will Smith, and Romo will be making his way into the game. 2-2 the score. 1 out, 1 on. 8th inning. We'll be right back. Bullpen now with a runner at first, 1 out, and DJ LeMahieu coming up.
30th time that Sergio Romo has come into a game. 1-0 with a 2.78 ERA. Good strikeout to walk ratio. More strikeouts than innings pitched. How does he do it? You're going to see a high 80s fastball with 2 types of movement. A slider, his signature pitch. Changeup and a curveball on occasion.
Brown out to talk with him. The Giants catcher, Buster Posey, the first baseman. DJ LeMahieu, he got an infield hit back in the 3rd inning and got an RBI, even though there was a runner at second when he hit it. The runner at second ended up scoring from second on the infield hit. Ball 1. There's your runner at first. Valaika just brought up from the minor leagues today, and Javier Lopez up in the bullpen. The left-handed hitting Carlos Gonzalez is on deck. Popped up. This is Tomlinson, and that is out number 2.
So Bochy waiting to make sure everybody's ready to rip in that bullpen. Javier Lopez is good to go, and here he comes.
So Carlos Gonzalez will be coming up against Javier Lopez, making his way in for the bullpen. 2 down. A runner at first in a 2-2 tie, last of the 8th. with runner at first and 2 down, and their great left-handed batting slugger Carlos Gonzalez coming up. And after Sergio Romo got the right-handed hitting LeMahieu for the second out. Now Javier Lopez, the lefty, will try and get Gonzalez.
59th time that he has come in those 58 appearances, 23 innings, 13 strikeouts, and one of the few sidearm pitchers that will consistently pitch on the inside corner to the left-handers. That has always been one of his strengths. He can locate with fastball with 2 types of movement, curveball, slider, and a changeup. Or changeups to righties. Doesn't get a whole lot of those these days. But he will pitch in.
And way in on that one, a fastball missing. Ball 1. The Giants in the 9th inning. As we just take a quick look ahead. Buster Posey, Hunter Pence, Brandon Crawford due up.
It's all his nose he pitches in. He's way off the plate.
Out in right field, Tomlinson throws him out. Inning over. Javier Lopez again does that thing he does so well. 9th inning, Posey, Pence, Crawford. It's 2-2. Start the 9th inning. Buster Posey coming up against the new Rockies pitcher Adam Ottavino. Pitching change for Colorado when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Well, he has assumed the role of the closer. And in a tie ball game at home, you bring your closer in to pitch top of the 9th, and that's what Adam Ottavino is going to be asked to do. Got back off the DL after they rebuilt his elbow with Tommy John, and he's back to where he was. 23 strikeouts in 20 innings, one of the best sliders in the National League West. And there it was right there. Big collapse on the backside, long backside, and then a crossover step, and he just chews on right-handers. Plus he's got a fastball that'll go mid to high 90s.
In there for a strike.
Take a look at how he comes at you. Fastball, slider mainly. Occasional cutter just to stay in shape. The league hit 111 against the slider. That's how good that pitch has been. I mean, he really throws it at you if you're hitting off him from the right side.
And a fastball. Buster lost his balance with a big swing, and it's 1-2.
Well, it winds up being a good mistake. They set the target on the outside corner. This thing winds up going above his hands, up and in. Maybe below his hands, but still up and in. Location-wise, that was a miss, a good miss.
And he stays with the fastball. Gets it to the outside this time, off the corner. 2-2. Ottavino was brought in as the closer last Wednesday against the Dodgers and got lit up. The Dodgers put 5 runs on the board against him. He was not sharp. He walked some people in that game. And Buster lunging at that slider, and he got a piece of it.
Does a good job to stay alive there.
Buster's seen a lot of Ottavino, relatively speaking, as you see what he did to stay alive on this one. He's had 3 hits in 14 career at-bats against Adam Ottavino. Hunter Pence on deck. Pence has seen even a little bit more of Ottavino and done fairly well against him. He'll start over again here. 2-2 to Buster Posey. Swung the bat well tonight. Grounded out hard to shortstop, flied out deep to right center, and then ripped a single in the 7th inning. And he chopped that one foul. Fastball away. There's Hunter Pence hitting .400 in his career against Ottavino. Madison Bumgarner looking on from the dugout. Two runs, 6 hits for the Giants. 2 runs, 4 hits for Colorado. In the dirt. Now it's a full count.
The "Let's Go Giants" cheer echoing around Coors Field. Something the players hear, it's something the players love.
Boone Logan, a left-hander, warming up in the Colorado bullpen. Although the Giants have 2 big right-handed hitters to start off the inning. 3-2. To shortstop, Descalso. High throw off the glove. Backed up by the catcher Walters, but he has no play on Buster, who takes the extra base.
Now, this almost happened on the ground ball that Eduardo Nunez hit back in the 8th inning, where Descalso made a high throw. And here again, over the outstretched arm of Gerardo Parra, who probably should have left the bag to go out there and protect the overthrow. He tries to keep his foot in contact with the bag, and Posey again, a good read. Swings left, and now he puts himself in scoring position. So an error, and the Giants are in business here.
And a couple of things on Parra. He has very little experience at first base, and at the same time, he's not very tall. He's not a real big target over there. And I agree with you. He needs to just catch that ball and give up the out and make sure he doesn't get to second base.
That's where, I mean, you just can't give an outfielder that type of instinct that a first baseman who's played it his whole life has.
So here's Pence, the slider, and he takes it down and away. Ball 1. Even though he didn't get a hit, what an at bat that was by Buster Posey. Fell behind in the count immediately. Fouled off some tough pitches, including that signature slider of Ottavino. Finally put one in play and reaches base on it. Now Pence tries to knock him in. A ball and a strike, and Pence does have that .400 lifetime average against Ottavino. 6 hits, 15 at bats, including 1 double, 5 singles. He's only struck out 1 time against Ottavino. Pence is 0 for 3 in this game. A shallow fly ball to center, grounded out to third, and a strikeout his last time. All of those plate appearances were against the starter, Tyler Anderson. Off the outside.
Ooh, by about a half a ball. How far off the plate was it? Not much.
Two and 1 the count. 2-2.
And that's the thing about Ottavino. I mean, he puts that slider in your mind. And, you know, it's not like you can sit there on a slider and react to 95 miles per hour. And it does get you to chase, especially high.
Fastball. Here is Descalso. Oh, safe. Hunter Pence, who always breaks out of the box hard with everything he's got. Descalso did everything he could on that one, but Pence, according to the first base umpire Guccione, beat the throw.
Not a lot of backswing either. He gets out of the box pretty well. And Descalso had to come a long way. He was playing deep in the respect of the power of Pence, and that's all Pence needed. So he runs it out, and he sets up a runner at first and third, nobody out, and here comes Walt Weiss.
The left-handed hitting Brandon Crawford coming up. Runners at first and third, nobody out in a 2-2 tie. The left-hander Boone Logan will be brought in, and stay with us. Two runs, 4 hits, and an error, which occurred in this inning. And now Boone Logan tries to help out a little bit for the Rockies, as Brandon Crawford, the Giants' leading RBI man for the season, is coming up with a possible go-ahead run over at third base and nobody out, plus Hunter Pence over at first base.
Well, look what the league's hitting against him, 157. And usually a guy like this, you're going to see the lefties do really poorly against, and the righties would do well against, but not so with Boone Logan. 2-pitch pitcher, a fastball that's low to mid 90s in velocity, and a big low 3/4 sweeping slider. And that is not an easy assignment. Fly ball situation here for Crawford. Best arm in right field with Gonzalez. Average speed at best with Posey at left at third base.
The middle infield in basically halfway. And a pop-up foul. Arenado goes over, but it's into the crowd. Strike one. Boone Logan has had an excellent year. He's been hurting a little bit. He's had some hip problems. 59th game of the season. 40 innings pitched, only 22 hits allowed. Nice save there by Walters. He's a hockey goaltender now. Ball's in the dirt. He's got to block it. Santiago Casilla is up in the Giants bullpen, and so is Hunter Strickland. A couple of right-handers. There they are. Casilla on the left, Strickland number 60 on the right. Posey at third, the possible go-ahead run. Pence at first. The first baseman, Parra, on the bag with him, opening that hole on the right side. And that is dug out of the dirt by Walters. 2-1 to Brandon Crawford. Crawford, one thing about bringing in left-handers to face Crawford, he over the years has hit well against lefties. This year hitting .273 against left-handed pitching coming into this game. And he's had 1 hit and 3 at-bats against a lefty here tonight.
He's a strong front-shouldered hitter. He's got a good approach to left field off lefties.
He chased. That was ball 3. 2-2. A little over anxious.
Well, he was looking for it too, and he got it. And that's the thing about Logan's slider. I mean, even when you look for it, it's not an easy thing to beat. You see the eye on the spin on the ball. It's about the time you sit on a breaking ball, you can zip a fastball by you. He's got mid-90s velocity.
Logan is in there now for this inning. Nobody's in the bullpen. And he strikes out Brandon Crawford. And right back to it again.
Now that's the ultimate description of a strikeout pitcher. If he can get a strikeout in a strikeout situation, nobody out, runner at first and third, pure strikeout situation, he gets it. And he goes down below the strike zone again. And that doesn't happen very often to Brandon Crawford.
So here's Tomlinson. He's hit into a force play, walked and struck out.
It's a good bunter.
Giants utilized the suicide squeeze Saturday at Wrigley Field, Chicago. There goes the runner. The ball is popped up. And no. Parra giving everything he had to try and catch that one. Although Posey saw it, and Posey turned around and went back to third.
Yeah, the squeeze is on. The one thing you fear is a pop-up, because if you get that, it's a double play. And Parra almost pulls it off. Just thinking, would he call it again? And Walt Weiss is thinking about it. He's got a chance to pitch out here 0-1.
That ball to Tomlinson was way inside.
And a squeeze play, you got to get after it no matter where it is, though. And there's that hard slider below the strike zone, as effective as it was against Crawford from the left side. Effective here from Tomlinson on the right side.
Hernandez is on deck. Tomlinson hit very well for the Giants last year, in the last couple of months of the season. Hitting .340 this year against lefties. And that's a base hit on an 0-2 pitch. And he kind of muscled that one over the infield to put the Giants ahead as Buster Posey scores. 3-2 Giants.
Boy, they make that air hurt. And Tomlinson, who's about as quick to the ball as anybody on the Giants team, he doesn't have a backside load. I mean, his hand action is direct to the ball. It's almost like he's playing pepper with a hitter. And in a 2-strike situation, he really gets even shorter. Right back up the middle. He gets a mistake to location, and Logan throws him a strike, and he makes him pay for it. Well, and that's how you pick up your teammate. And he does it in an 0-2 count.
And you can hear all those Giants fans cheering. A lot of them here tonight. And here comes Gorkys Hernandez now. Buster Posey at the, and you see the Giants fans, and there are a lot of them right there behind the dugout.
Psyched.
Called a strike to Hernandez, who has flied out, walked, and singled in this game.
That was a gift strike.
Pence at second, who runs pretty well. Tomlinson, a fast runner, at first.
Well, Pence, ever since he's had the hamstring rebuild and the surgery he had early in the year, I mean, he's not really running. But this is a situation, I mean, there's still one out. I mean, if you could steal third base, it would be a big play. And Boone Logan's going to give you an opportunity. I mean, he's slow. But again, I mean, Pence is not running like we saw him run before the surgery. Close.
Just got a piece of that one. Good work to stay alive. 0-2. The Rockies bullpen is up. Chad Qualls, the veteran right-hander, has started throwing. There he is, number 50. Giants 3, Rockies 2. The Giants tied the game with a run in the 8th inning and have now scratched out another run to go ahead here, and only Santiago Casilla is warming up in the bullpen. The closer. Off the glove of Descalso. He recovers over to third. And he did not get him. Vanover waited and waited and waited, and then finally made the call and called him safe.
I don't think Arenado stayed on the bag. And really, really uncharacteristic of Descalso to make some defensive miscues. High throw.
Well, the Rockies do ask for a replay review. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. The first angle we saw, it looked like he did keep the foot in the bag.
I got to say, he did stay on. But we're seeing the back side of the base, and we can't see the front side of the base.
They're showing it on the big screen here in the ballpark.
Yeah, that's going to be an out. This is the play that they just showed on the big screen. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it does look like his foot is on the bag there.
It does. That was quick.
So Pence is out at third. Descalso made a quick recovery. That ball bounced. It didn't just drop to his feet. He had to scramble after it, but still was able to get Pence. Tomlinson over to second. Hernandez safe at first. Shortstop to the third baseman for the putout. With 2 down here is Trevor Brown, who has had 1 hit in 3 at-bats. 3-2 Giants.
And one thing, you're not going to look up against Boone Logan. You're going to look down. That's where he's been, especially with those breaking balls. Walters, the catcher, he called a slider, and Logan shook him off. He wants the fastball away, and Walters says, let's regroup here. He was just giving him 1 sign. That's why he regrouped. They didn't give signs with runners at second. He just went to a 1 sign. So Walters realized, wait a second, I better redo this with running through the signs with the runner at second base.
Tomlinson runs well, and so does Hernandez. Tomlinson at second, Hernandez at first. There you see them. Bill Hayes, the first base coach, in the foreground. Brown 1 for 3 tonight. 2 down in the inning. And the runners will advance. The ball is finally recovered by Walters. And then he had a hard time picking it up with Logan covering the plate. And then Arenado came rushing down the third base line to get to the plate if Logan had not gotten there. And the shortstop Descalso raced over to third to cover there.
Just a nasty, it looked like it hit the front of the plate on the lip. And as he came over to get the ball, he couldn't get a grip on it. Now Tomlinson came around third base. He was aggressive. He was more than a third of the way down the line. He's anticipating maybe a chance to score on this. But did not pull the trigger.
Second and third now. 0-2 to Brown. So Logan with another strikeout. But the Giants, on the single by Tomlinson, have gone ahead. But Nolan Arenado, the home run and RBI leader in the National League, coming up.
Tonight, right after the Giants postgame live right here on CSN Bay Area. You will get the Giants clubhouse reaction from this game, the National League playoff highlights and updates, and Steph Curry in Taiwan. You'll get that story, all of that and more. Toyota Sportsnet Central tonight, right after the Giants postgame live. Well, when it's time for a change, the Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair expert Santiago Casilla coming in. Trying to nail this one down. He's got 30 saves on the year, 2-4 with a 3.27 ERA, 60 strikeouts and 52 in the third, and he is going to face the heart of the beast, the 4, 5, 6 hitters of this potent Rockies lineup. Casilla, low to mid 90s with velocity on the fastball, 2 types of movement on that fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup. 5 types of movement.
Buster Posey now moves back behind the plate, and Brandon Belt goes over to first base. And Casilla will be slotted in the 8th spot where Trevor Brown had been. 0-1. Now,
Pitch break a ball and quickly on top 0-1.
In the past, the matchups between these two really has favored Casilla. Arenado 1 hit in 10 lifetime at bats against him. Fastball right there outside, strike 2.
Can't throw a better fastball. I don't think Arenado was sitting on a fastball.
A little bit up with the cutter. 1-2. Arenado tonight is struck out. He blooped a single into shallow center in the 4th and popped a fly ball into even shallower center that was caught in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3. Tied for the league lead in home runs. He lunged at that breaking ball and just got a piece of it to stay alive.
Well, that's where you want to miss. You want to miss down out of the strike zone. As we mentioned before, Arenado will chase. He will go out of the zone. You don't want to make mistakes up. Not with his power.
Three to 2 Giants. Rockies have 4 hits in the game. The Giants have 8. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count to Arenado. And that was I don't know if it was where he wanted it to be, but it works. Shallow right, Hunter Pence. One away.
Now put that down in the scouting report. He can't hit a hanging curveball.
Thank goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And Posey, he gave the curveball sign. He set a target off the plate, down and away, below the knees, off the plate. And boy, did he get away with one there. And Arenado knows it.
Now the rookie David Dahl, and a very dangerous rookie hitter. He's 0 for 3 in this game, and it's 0-1.
Well, just watching this guy, they don't have a lot of history with him, but they know he's got a quick bat. They know he's good on the fastball, and they've been softballing for most of the night. When they pitched him with hard stuff, it's been away.
And that's hard stuff away at 94. 1-1. All of Dahl's earlier at bats were against Jeff Samardzija, who really handled him big time. Struck him out twice, got him on a pop up to second. But he is hitting .318. 2-1. He got a hit, at least one, in 34 of his first 39 big league games this year, including a 17-game hitting streak. Two and one the count. And that's off the left field line, foul. On deck is the veteran Gerardo Parra. But for now, David Dahl is center stage here, battling it out with Santiago Casilla. Another guy, Dahl, who is capable of launching one. 3-2.
Easy take. I hate to give up that 2-2 pitch to an easy take. Just got to get in the strike zone here.
And out of play a little bit late in that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 22 years old. He was a first-round draft choice. He was the 10th player in the entire draft selected just 4 years ago, back in 2012.
Posey making him wait. Controlling the tempo. Staying with hard stuff away. Santiago Casilla shook it off, and Posey says, "Give it to me." He called it again.
And he walked him. And so the possible tying run is now on base. And Gerardo Parra will come up. Now Parra, unlike Dahl, has seen Casilla before, and in 10 career plate appearances, he's been on base 5 times, 3 hits and 2 walks against Casilla in 10 plate appearances for Parra. Parra has singled to center, struck out, and grounded out to first in this game. All of those plate appearances came against Jeff Samardzija. Belt on the bag with Dahl at first. That's a double play ball. Tomlinson to second one. Crawford to first. 2, a double play. And just like that, the ball game is over. And the Giants come from behind with a run in the 8th to tie and a run in the 9th to win. And Kelby Tomlinson, who started that game-ending double play, knocked in the winning run with a clutch single on a 2-strike pitch in the 9th.
Well, I mean, just a great dose of the ground attack, and they wind up taking advantage of an error in the 9th inning. And for the Giants, I mean, they scratched and clawed, and it was a grind. But again, the pitching stood tall, and they somehow managed to get enough runs to win this one. Desperately needed this win.
Final score: the Giants have defeated the Rockies 3-2. Now stay tuned Esurance Giants post-game live starts right now.